Have you ever had to watch someone you love struggle with anxiety? It's easy to feel helpless when trying to take care of a loved one with anxiety, but there are strategies that can help you confidently support someone that you love. I'm Lexi Simonyan, a licensed clinician with over 9 years of experience helping those who struggle with mental health challenges. In this video, I'm going to share 10 expert tips on how you can help someone battling with anxiety. Tip number 1, be a good listener. When someone's dealing with anxiety, it can often feel like they're all alone in their struggles. But by being a good listener, you're showing them that they're not alone. It's not just about hearing them out. When you listen actively, you're actually validating their experiences. So give them your full attention, look them in the eyes, and give those little nods now and then to show you're right there with them. Anxiety can make folks super self-conscious. So it's better to focus on understanding their perspective rather than jumping in with solutions. Tip number 2, educate yourself. When you take the time to learn about anxiety, you'll be able to recognize when your friend might be feeling overwhelmed or struggling, and you'll know how to offer a listening ear without judgment. So how do you become the anxiety whisperer? Try reading articles, blogs, and books from trusted medical sources. Also, reaching out to people who have experienced anxiety themselves can be a great resource. Sometimes anxiety can lead to behaviors or reactions that might seem puzzling, but when you're educated, you'll be less likely to misinterpret things. Instead of getting frustrated or confused, you'll be able to approach situations with more patience and a clear perspective. Tip number 3, offer reassurance. When your friend starts talking about their worries, give them your full attention. We all have moments when things seem overwhelming, and you're there to say, hey, it's okay to feel this. If their worries seem a bit far-fetched, gently bring in some reality. Remind them of their awesome strengths and how prepared they are. Remember, anxiety isn't something they can switch off instantly, no matter how many facts you share. Tip number 4, avoid minimizing. Have you ever been told to just think positive when you are sharing something difficult? I have, and let me tell you, I immediately stopped thinking positively. Imagine your friend sharing how they're freaking out about that big party coming up. Instead of saying, chill, it's not a big deal and it's supposed to be fun, try saying something more like, yeah, that can be tough, your feelings are totally valid. When you really hear out your loved one, you help them to feel understood and less ashamed of their anxieties. Tip number 5, encourage professional help. There might be aspects of their anxiety that you're not equipped to handle, and that's totally okay. So if you notice their anxiety is really getting in the way of their daily life, it might be a good idea to gently suggest seeking help from a mental health professional. Offer to help them to find support. Researching therapists or treatment options can feel like an overwhelming task. Remember that it does not mean you have failed them if they need to seek treatment. One of the best things you can do to help someone with anxiety is to make sure that they have all of the resources they need in order to be successful. For example, a good first step could be a resource called psychologytoday.com. On that website, you'll be able to research different therapists and medical providers that can help your loved one. Tip number 6, accompany them. You know that feeling when you walk into a new place and your heart's racing a bit? For people with anxiety, going to a therapist or support groups can feel like that, but times a million. Having you by their side is like having a comfort zone in human form. You're not just there physically, you're giving them a boost of courage too. They will also be much more likely to go to therapy if they know you're planning on going with them. Even if you are not able to go in person with them, offering them a comforting text or following up with them after the appointment can feel just as supportive. Tip number 7, respect their boundaries. Navigating boundaries with an anxious friend can be a bit of a dance, but it's important to learn how to not take boundaries personally. Think of it this way, their boundaries are like their comfort zones. And just like you'd respect someone's personal space, it's about respecting their emotional space too. If they need some alone time or space, it's not a sign they don't want you around. So don't take it as a rejection. Instead, remind yourself they're taking care of themselves. Tip number 8, be patient. Think about the last time you were worried sick. Now imagine feeling like that all of the time. When you remind yourself how difficult it is for your loved one with anxiety, it makes it easier to be patient with them. Make sure you are taking care of yourself too. Just like an umbrella can't keep you dry if it's full of holes, you need to be your best self before you can help them. By being patient, you can help your loved one to feel comfortable taking the time they need to heal. Tip number 9, encourage self-care. Before you can help your loved one do some self-care, you have to understand what truly helps them unwind and recharge. Offer to do their favorite activities with them. This will help make sure that they are prioritizing taking care of themselves while feeling less alone. Some days they might be all in for self-care, other days not so much. Just like a true friend, be understanding and supportive regardless. By encouraging self-care, you can remind your loved one to take care of themselves even when they feel overwhelmed. For example, you can offer to go on a walk with them, or for me, I really like to go rollerblading. Tip number 10, be available. Make sure to check in with them regularly. Whether it's a quick text, a call, or a video chat, use the mode that makes them feel most comfortable. Suggest specific times when you're available to talk, that way they don't worry about inconveniencing you. Follow their cues. If they want to talk about something specific, dive right in. If they're not ready, that's cool too. You're like a dance partner, following their rhythm. Let them know you're there anytime they need you. It's like being that lifeline they can reach out to no matter the time. However, just make sure that you are still also taking care of yourself by having personal boundaries. Remember, you don't need to have all the answers. Being there with an open heart and being willing to learn is often enough. If you want to learn more about substance use or mental health treatment options, then go to sandstonecare.com or call the number below. We'll get to know you and your specific situation and connect you with the support you need, even if it's not with us. Change is possible, and Sandstone Care is here to help.